ever looked around at your life and thought, how did I get here? Right? Not because life is bad, not because you're failing, but because somewhere along the line or along the way, you lost sight of who you are. Well, today, I want to talk about what I believe is one of the biggest challenges facing people today. And it's not a financial crisis or even a relationship crisis. And I don't believe it's a confidence crisis. I believe that it is an identity crisis. Because when you don't know who you are, you allow other people to tell you who you are. And when other people define you, they begin directing your life. And you can't take command of your life until you identify who is actually in command. And here at Take Command with Lakeisha, we want to look at, you know, what is an identity crisis? And, by definition, an identity crisis happens when who you are has become disconnected from who you were created to be. Like people begin identifying themselves by their jobs, their titles, their relationship statuses, their failures, their mistakes, even their trauma, or other people's opinions. Examples. Okay, let's just talk about it. All right. Oh my gosh. I'm divorced. I'm broke. I am so shy. I'm overlooked. I am not enough. You know, the problem with those are those are experiences. They're not identities. You know, what happened to you is not who you are. They're just experiences that you have endured during your life. There are three ways people lose themselves. One is by the label, placing labels upon us. You're more than a parent, you're more than a teacher, you're more than a friend, you're more than society. And society will tell you you're never enough. You're too short. You're too this. You're too that. You're not enough. You're not this one or that one. Eventually, people start agreeing with the labels that are put on us. Number two, life experiences, the failures, the disappointment, the rejection. Instead of saying, I failed, people begin to say, I am a failure. No, you failed at something. You are not a failure, you know? And then the third one is, we go into survival mode. I'm a survivor, right? People become so busy surviving that they stop becoming. Like some people have spent so much time surviving life that they forgot to create one. I want to ask you a few questions. Do you constantly compare yourselves to others? Hmm. Do you struggle making decisions? Do you seek approval before taking action? Do you feel disconnected from your purpose? Or do you feel like you're living beneath your potential? If you answered yes to several of these questions, you may not have a motivation problem. You may have an identity problem. Confusion is often the result of an unclear identity. The good news is this: Identity is not something you find, it's something you choose. This is where transformation begins. When you begin to ask yourself, who am I becoming? Who, what do I believe? What do I stand for? A big one. What will I no longer tolerate? The moment you decide who you are, your life begins moving in that direction. So, you know, that you can just grab a journal, grab a piece of paper, a pen, really quickly, and write this down. The old me. Write down what labels are you carrying? What beliefs are limiting me or you? What stories am I telling myself? And then write the new me. This is where it gets so good. Who am I becoming? What does she believe? How does she show up? How does she lead? What does she think? You know, you cannot become someone new while introducing yourself as someone old. I want to leave you with this thought. You are not your mistakes. You are not your setbacks. You are not your disappointments. You are not the labels that people placed on you. You are not even the person you were 5 years ago. The question is, who are you right now? Because your future is waiting on your answer. And until then, remember, you don't need permission. You need a decision. Take command. Take command with Lakeisha. And remember, you're not stuck. You are not stuck. You may be identified wrong, but that's something that you can change today.